everybody, it's Carrie with Seed to Spoon. I'm out here in our garden today and it has cooled down so much today. We had a huge cold front come through and now we actually have temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Oh, it feels amazing. But it reminds me that we are late on planting a lot of our fall crops. So I'm still working on getting a lot of transplants. I've been working to get, I've done already some broccoli, cauliflower, Swiss chard, and now I'm going to be planting some transplants of mustard greens that I found at our local nursery. And these just look so pretty, I couldn't pass them up. I personally do not like the taste of mustard, but the kids do and Dale does, so they absolutely love mustard greens. So this is a super healthy way to add nutrition to your hamburgers. And that's like their biggest thing that they love to use these for, is adding just one of these leaves into a hamburger, or just using these leaves as hamburger buns also. They think it tastes amazing. I personally don't like mustard, but it looks beautiful for me, so I don't mind growing it for them at all. So mustard is a cool season crop, so it is best to grow them either in the spring or fall. We love to grow things in the fall, so we are planting a lot of these cool season crops this fall. So these mustard greens, we usually plant them in smart pots. So I have a 7-gallon smart pot right here that I was going to transplant this plant into. If I were doing seeds, I could definitely plant them a lot closer together. Or if I had more than one mustard plant, I could just plant them together also. You can actually plant up to 16 in a square foot. So just so you can visualize that, I have my handy dandy seeding square here. So every one of these red spots, you could put a little baby plant, and then that way you get like more bang for your buck. So you get more use of your space and all of that. So we love doing square foot gardening. So I would be doing that if I were planting by seed, but since I'm late in the season, I just went ahead and picked up a transplant, and I only needed one because just Dale and the kids like it. So I just went ahead and do that. Before I go ahead and plant it, I always go through with my soil knife and I just clean up. Like this smart pot looks like it had a lot of like thick roots. Like I don't want that in there. It'll make it harder for this plant to grow and thrive if I have all that in there. So I'm just gonna go through here, break up the soil a little bit and make sure that it's loose and that the roots here can take a good hold. And I'm probably gonna add a fresh layer of compost to the top of this too. I'm gonna go grab some from our compost bin and get this completely ready before we get planted. Okay, so I went and got some fresh compost from our compost pile that we have, and I'm just gonna add a little bit to the top just because I want it to be, I want some fresh compost here, and I want the soil to be really healthy for my plant. I go ahead and do this whenever I change in the planting season. I just mix in a little bit of fresh compost just to give, just to bring more life to the soil. So finish adding a little bit more. Mix it in. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my plant here, and this one's actually not too root bound, but still I am going to be going through and breaking up these little roots right here, just because I don't want them to continue to grow in a circle, because that won't make for a very healthy plant. So you want to break this up just so the roots start growing outwards and take over this whole pot. Okay. And I'll just plant it in here. And then I'll go ahead and water this in also. So I will just keep this moist now and until it establishes itself as a healthy plant. And then I can back off watering a little bit, but you still want to keep it moist. So just kind of watering it as needed throughout the week. So mustard is a cool season crop and it will tolerate a light frost, but if it is going to be super cold in your area, it might be a good idea to pull it in. That's one of the reasons that I love these smart pots, because they are mobile and you can just pick them up, take them into your garage, inside the house even. Like I mean, whenever we have early freezes, we get really creative as to where we put all of our plants. So you can also do that. You can also get like a sheet or something like that just to cover it up, just to hopefully protect it a little bit from the frost. So mustard greens are one of the faster growing cool season crops. So these ones you can actually start to get harvest whenever you plant them from seed. Like you can start to get harvest within a month or two. So with this, I mean, we can almost immediately start taking stuff from this, but I do want to wait until this plant gets established so I don't, you know, shock it too much. And then once I start doing, I'll just slowly start taking some of these outside leaves whenever we go to eat it inside. So in the spot that I'm in right now, there's actually another Brassica family plant right next to it in this smart pot, because I planted cauliflower over here yesterday. So I'm going to try to separate those a little bit. So again, that's one of the great things about having a smart pot. I can rearrange my garden a little bit. It's just best to keep the same families of plants as apart as possible, if you can, just because if a pest does get to them, it'll get all of them. So I like to, we have the space. I like to separate them as much as I can and keep, you know, maybe like an herb or something like that to help distract the pests and, you know, make it so this way it's hidden a little bit more. And hopefully we'll have healthier mustard greens that are pest free. Thank you so much for joining me today out in the garden doing some planting and talking about mustard greens. So if you have any questions at all about planting, please leave them in the comment section. We're happy to do another video touching on something that you have a question about. Also, make sure if you haven't already, check out our free app from Seed to Spoon. It's available in the iOS and Android stores, and it'll help walk you through over 100 different fruits, vegetables, herbs. It'll give you exact planting dates for your location. So everywhere is different. We are here in Oklahoma in a zone 7. So what we might be planting right now is not good for somebody, say, in, you know, up north or even down south more. So everywhere is unique. So check it out and see what you can grow in your area. Thank you so much for watching today, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that way you can keep up and hear all about the other things that we're going to be growing. I still have a lot more transplants to go through and more cool season crops that we're going to be doing this season. So stay in touch.